got the carpet all finished up, I'm going to start working on the upholstery. And the first part I'm going to do here is the engine cover slash sun deck. It's probably going to be the easiest part to do. The previous owner had reupholstered it in this super pimp alligator skin vinyl stuff, which is awesome as it was. In the sun, it gets blazing hot, and as you can see, it's only been on there 2 years, and this is the part that was underneath. You can see how much it's weathered already. So I'm going to be trying my hand at reupholstering this and making it look a little bit more in line with what the boat would have come with back in the day. Gonna do mostly white, some black and red stripes in there. But the previous owner had also recut the plywood. He used a new piece of plywood because I guess, you know, the old one was trashed. This looks like it's the original foam. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it. It looks like it's still in pretty okay shape. And this isn't a seat we're sitting on every day, so it's good enough. But he redid the plywood. You can see here, there's this board here that spaces it up for the hinges, and I put this piece of plywood on there because this whole thing sits on a little frame around the edges, and with just that board that he put in there, it wasn't actually tall enough, and in the back it wasn't sitting on its frame, and so it's starting to sag in the middle. So I just had some plywood around. I cut some strips and screwed those on there as spacers, so hopefully now it'll sit nice and flat. And I'm gonna get out the sander and round off all these corners so we get some nice round edges when I wrap the vinyl around. And hopefully I'll have that done here in just a couple hours, and plan on taking the boat out tomorrow, so hopefully we can get this done and go have some fun. Well, it's time to get down with some fabric here. So when I started this project, decided I was gonna reupholster the boat, and that's saying something because I've never done anything with fabric before. So here's my shiny new 70-year-old sewing machine, and these are some of the colors I'm going to be using. I could have just rolled out some white vinyl and wrapped that sun deck in it, but I felt like that would just look a little too plain, a little cheap. Wanted to add a little spice to the boat, so I got some red and black to go with the exterior, so those stripes are going to go right up the center. So I already have those all sewn together. And like I said, I've never sewn before, never used a sewing machine before, so I've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube, mostly from a company called Sailrite. Sells all these materials and sewing machines, and they got a great channel with a ton of how-to videos. So they've been really helpful. And I'm gonna finish cutting out the white here and sew it onto the stripes, and then go back outside and start putting it onto our engine cover. Alright, I got all the panels sewn together now. So this is the underside. And I'm outside now on my patio because I really didn't have a place that was big enough and clean enough to do this either in the shop or in the house. But yeah, now I just gotta throw the engine cover on there and start stretching the fabric around and get stapled down. So I'm just getting started stapling the new vinyl down. One thing I want to point out that the previous owner didn't do when they upholstered it was add this silk film stuff, which is, it's like a really thin plastic film that you use. I mean, it helps a lot on doing seat covers and things where you got to pull the vinyl over the foam. In this case, it's pretty easy to pull the vinyl around and stretch it, but it's supposed to also help with keeping water from getting in there. I figure easiest way on and off of that boat is over the back, so if we're going swimming and things, it's probably going to get wet. So I ordered that up both to do this and also to cover all the seats when I do them. But as you can see, I just got a few staples in, just kind of starting to pull everything tight. I'm using the old piece of alligator skin underneath there to protect the new stuff. So I'm going to keep on going. Alright, I got the vinyl all stapled on now. Bit of excess material I could have trimmed away, but kind of figured nobody's really looking under here and a little extra is not going to hurt anything. So I didn't bother trimming too much away. But yeah, it came out pretty good for my first try. And there it is, all finished up. So now I just gotta get it on the boat and screw the hinges on. And I'm gonna make a couple of little vinyl handles for opening it. Help lift it up, make it a little easier. Well, there we go, all finished up. Got the hinges on. Got it all in place. I even took some of the scraps and made these little handles, make it easier to open up. So now it just swings open. So we are ready to hit the water tomorrow. And then after that, we'll be making the other seats match the shiny new sun deck.